It's time. Hooray.
Oh, party people.
There you go. That's the enthusiasm I was looking for.
That's right. Mr. Enthusiastic.
That's right. Let me turn the microphone on.
Oh, that's what they always say about me. He's so enthusiastic about everything.
He's super friendly and sunny all the time.
Right.
It's called being authentic. Is it on?
Yeah, I could just tap it and let it be. There you go. You are funny. Yeah.
Good morning, friends.
Hello, party people. Other party people.
10 o'clock.
Facebook party.
Right?
Hello. On the 29th of May.
Is it the 29th of May?
Yeah, can you believe that?
No. May 29th.
It
Good
was
morning,
literally
Cora.
just Maypole yesterday.
Right. Where does the time go when you're quarantined? Good morning, Mrs. Norcross.
We're not quarantined.
Or not quarantining. All right, YINyasa. Audio okay? I know, it seems like the beginning of May, doesn't it? We're going to start in child's pose this morning. Hips to heels, knees can be apart, knees can be together. Good morning, baby sis. Balasana. Once you find your child's pose, take some cleansing breaths. Plenty of heaviness right now. So an inhale through the nose, fill up, and then open the mouth, dump it all out, let it go. Do that a few times. Breathe in all the air you can. And then open, empty, let it go. Take one more like that. Breathe in as much air as you can breathe. Open, empty. Good. If you need a couple more of those cleansing breaths, take them. When it's time to transition into Ujjayi, shifting into that yoga zone, in and out by the nose. A little constriction in the throat to create that friction. Makes a soft sound as you exhale, maybe on your inhale too. Let yourself be still. Heavy. And now start to engage the arms. Walk the fingertips forward. Press down with the pads of the fingers. Elbows are off of the mat. Feel the stretch in the side body. The hip creases pull back. As you inhale, reach long. As you exhale, hips to heels get heavier again. Inhale, arms reach. Exhale, hips heavy. Take one more breath in. As you breathe out, press up onto fours, hands and knees. Once you get to fours, tuck the toes under, arch the back. Cow pose. Hold here like you're trying to touch the tailbone to the back of your head. Open the chest. Stay with the breath. Take one more inhale. As you exhale, Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. You can keep the knees bent. Lift your tailbone. And then start to pedal the feet one at a time. Knee in toward the rib cage. The other heel reaches to the mat. Turn the eyes of the elbows forward. Shoulders are down up toward the hips rather. Press into the hands, the thumb, the inside edge of the thumb, the index finger. Let the head be heavy if you need to shift here to get into the hips and more into the backs of the legs, whatever you need. Just doing this first down dog to kind of assess, take an inventory of what you brought with you, what's heavy. I know I've said it like 55 times already. Obviously, that's what's on my mind. Heavy stuff. From your downward facing dog, lift your heels as you inhale. As you exhale, bend your knees, look at your hands, walk to the top of your mat and take a ragdoll. So your feet are about hip distance, your toes are soft, bend the knees enough so your rib cage can lay right on your thigh bones. And then grab your elbows, let your head be heavy. Feel the length and the space in the low back. Your ujjayi stays. The duration of this practice, in and out by the nose with that friction in the throat. And now as you start to warm here, maybe you start to straighten the legs, keeping the ribs attached to the thighs. Take one more breath here in your ragdoll. Empty it all out. Use your inhale for Ardha Uttanasana, half lift, hands to the shins, long spine. Offer the chest forward, keep the chin in, Jalandhara Bandha, Uddiyana Bandha, navel, pelvic floor, up and in. So you have your bandhas, your energetic blocks to keep the energy moving in the body. Upper arm bones toward the sky. Take one more inhale in your half lift. Exhale, forward fold, let it go. Bend the knees, press the feet, circle, stand all the way up. Reach the arms overhead, palms touch, and then a prayer to your heart. Pause here. Set your intention for your practice, for your day, for your weekend, whatever you need. This time is yours, so commit to that. And then once you have your intention, blink your eyes open if they were closed. Inhale to reach your arms up and overhead. As you exhale, forward fold all the way down. Inhale, halfway lift. As you exhale, plant your hands, step back to plank. From your plank, take an inhale to rock forward on the tips of the toes. Squeeze the fronts of the wrists. As you exhale, press the heels back, open the fronts of the wrists. Inhale, rock forward. Exhale, rock back. One more time, forward, hold forward, take an inhale. As you exhale, you can use the knees to help you down or just go all the way to the mat on the toes. Inhale, Bhujangasana. Slide the hands back by the low ribs. Tuck the chin in. Hug the elbows, press the feet down, kneecaps are off the floor. Breathe here. Try to equal out the sensation in the back. So if you're lifted high and you feel some kinking or kind of crunching in the back, maybe you back off a little bit. Take one more inhale in your back bend. As you exhale, lower. Inhale, press back to child's pose. As you're back in child's pose, tuck the toes under. And then as you exhale, arching the back, lifting the tailbone, downward facing dog. From your downward facing dog, take an inhale to lift your heels. As you exhale, bend your knees, look at your thumbs. Your right foot to the top of the mat, your left foot follows. Hands to the shins, offer the chest forward. Exhale, soften and fold back in. Inhale, stand up, open and reach. As you exhale, forward fold all the way down. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the hands, step back to plank. Give yourself an inhale and plank to rock forward, and then as you exhale, lower slow, one piece to the floor or halfway. Inhale, lift the chest, Bhujangasana, up dog if you're ready. Exhale, lower down. Your inhale, you can press to fours, or you can go back to plank, and then we'll meet in downward facing dog. Nice job. Breathe in down dog. Take an inhale to lift your heels, and exhale to bend your knees. Look at your thumbs, left foot to the top, right foot follows. Inhale, offer the chest forward. Exhale, soften, fold back in. Inhale, stand up, open and reach. As you exhale, forward fold all the way down. Inhale, halfway lift, long back. Exhale, plant the hands, step back. The same exhale takes you halfway down. One movement, one breath. Inhale to your back bend. It could be cobra or up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale to lift your heels. Exhale to bend your knees. Empty lungs. Look at your thumbs. Maybe you hop, empty, and land softly. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, stand, open, and reach. As you exhale, forward fold all the way down you go. Inhale, halfway lift, long back. Exhale, high to low. Plant the hands, step or jump through. Inhale, peel the chest back, open up. Exhale, flip the feet, downward dog. Good job. Breathe in. Breathe it out. Heels up on an inhale. Knees bend, look at your thumbs, step or float, top of the mat. Once you're there, inhale to a half flat back. Exhale to fold back in. Inhale, stand up, open and reach. One more time this way, forward fold, down you go. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, high to low. Plant the hands, step or jump. Inhale, Urdhva. Exhale, Adho. Good. Now your inhale lifts your heels. Your exhale bends your knees. Look at your thumbs. Step or jump, top of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold back in. Inhale, stand up, open and reach. As you exhale, Utkatasana, chair pose. Bend the knees, sink the hips. Big toes touch, heels can have a little space. And then start to press into the outer edges of the feet so you feel your outer hips start to fire like you could tear your mat in half the long, skinny way. Move your shins back a little bit. Look down at your feet. Make sure you can see the front half of your foot, your toes. Pick the toes up maybe so the weight is really in the heels and the balls of the feet. As you breathe in, feel the front of the body get longer. The collarbones gently lift. As you exhale, the tailbone is heavy, the heels are heavy. Keep those dynamics with the breath. You inhale, you get lighter, you lift. You exhale, ground, empty, get a little tighter, heavier. Breathe in. Breathe out. Take one more breath in chair. As you breathe out, forward fold over straight legs. Inhale, halfway lift, long spine. Exhale, plant the hands, step, or maybe you jump it back. If you jump it back, you land with bent elbows to absorb that impact. Inhale, open the chest. Exhale, downward facing dog. Now, right leg lifts on inhale. Drop that right hip in though, so you want a flatter low back, tailbone area. Keep reaching through your right heel, sinking through your left heel. Press the floor away with both arms. Turn the eyes of the elbows forward. Back of the neck is long. Stay with the breath. Take one more inhale in your three limbs. As you exhale, bring the knee to the nose, round the back, push the floor away, step the right foot through, ground your left heel. Inhale, warrior one, arms up by the ears. As you exhale, pull your right hip back, left hip forward. Breathe in, reach up, look up. Breathe out, press into the feet. Last breath in, reach the arms. As you breathe out, frame your right leg, step it back. Same exhale takes you forward and down. Your inhale opens the chest. Exhale, downward facing dog. From your down dog, lift your left leg, reach the heel, both heels. Drop the left hip in. You can lift your outer right hip a little bit. Looking back toward the top of that right thigh, keep pressing into straight arms. Take one more inhale. As you exhale, knee to nose to knee, look through, step through, warrior one. Right heel grounds, your inhale lifts you up. Your exhale back. Inhale to reach, lift the gaze. Exhale, press the feet. Last breath in, reach up. Breathe out, frame your foot, step it back. Chaturanga to empty. Urdhva Mukha to lift. Adho Mukha, empty again. From here, inhale to lift your heels. Exhale to bend your knees. Look at your thumbs. Step or hop, top of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold back in. Inhale, chair pose. Exhale, fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, high to low. Plant the hands, step or jump. Inhale, open. Exhale, dog. Right leg on a breath in, lift it up. As you breathe out, knee to chest. Hold tightly, look through. Right foot, right thumb. Left heel grounds, warrior one. Use your inhale to rise. Use your exhale to square. Last breath in, reach up. Breathe out, frame the front foot. Step the right leg back. That same exhale is your chaturanga. Your inhale is Urdhva Mukha Svanasana. Exhale, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Left leg, inhale, lift it. As you exhale to the chest, hold close, left foot, left thumb. Ground your right heel, your inhale brings you up. Your exhale squares. Inhale to reach. Exhale to flow. Frame the front foot, step the left leg back. Finish that breath out with bent elbows. Inhale, open, lift up. Exhale, downward facing dog. Breathe in, lift your heels. Breathe out, bend your knees. Look at your thumbs, step or jump, top of the mat. Once you're there, halfway lift. Fold back in. Chair pose on an inhale. Fold on an exhale. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, high to low. Plant the hands, step, or maybe you jump it back. Remember your bent elbows. Good. Inhale, Urdhva. Exhale, odd hook. Good. Right leg on an inhale, lift it up. Exhale, knee to nose. Step it through, right thumb. Good. Left heel grounds. Use your inhale to rise. Use your exhale to float. Frame your right leg, step it back. Chaturanga to empty. Urdhva Mukha, fill up. Adho Mukha, hips high. Left leg, breathe in, lift. Breathe out, bring it in. Look through, step through. Right heel anchors, inhale, lift. Exhale, flow. Good. Moving through this practice on the breath. Downward facing dog, good job. Inhale, heels high. Exhale, knees bend. Look at your thumbs. Step or jump, top of the mat. Once you're there, halfway lift, offer the chest. Fold back in. Chair pose on an inhale, sit low. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, high to low, step or float. Good. You can always bypass these push-ups if they get to be too much and hang out in dog. Child's pose, you know your options. Right leg on a breath in, lift it up. As you breathe out, step to your right thumb, ground your left heel. Use your inhale to reach your arms up. And then use your exhale to open to Virabhadrasana 2. Maybe you shift your right foot over to the center of your left arch. Bend into your right knee. First time in Warrior 2, so you can be a little easier on your approach, a little more gentle, maybe not the deepest Warrior 2 you've ever been in. Front ribs tucked down, low back is long, right knee is moving toward your baby toes. Take an inhale. Reverse warrior as you exhale, left hand to your right hip, right arm to the sky first, and then lean back slightly. Right elbow away from the right knee. Good, keep bending into your knee, feel the knee pressing down through your right heel. Take one more inhale in your reverse. Cartwheel to frame your front foot and step back. Finish that exhale with chaturanga. And then an inhale to a back bend. Downward facing dog, empty it out. Left leg, breathe in, lift it up. As you breathe out, step to your left thumb. Ground your right heel. Use your inhale to rise. And then your exhale to Warrior 2. Good, move your foot over. Sink into that left hip, make it interesting, but maybe not quite to your edge just yet. We'll take this pose a couple more times. Move your left knee toward your baby toes, arms reach long, squeeze your triceps and look over your left hand. Good. Take one more inhale, sink a little deeper. As you exhale, flip your left hand over, reverse it. Good. Lift up the inner arch of your right foot. And then press down more through your left heel. Take one more inhale. As you exhale, cartwheel to frame the left leg and then step it back. Maybe chaturanga, maybe a modified version, or you can bypass. Open, breathe in. Lift your hips, breathe out. Breathe in. Clear that breath away. Lift your heels on your next inhale. Bend your knees, look at your hands, step or jump, top of the mat. Once you're there, halfway lift. Exhale, fold back in. Chair pose on an inhale, sit low. Go right back to your fold on an exhale. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, high to low plank. Step or jump it back. Good. Inhale, downward facing dog. Breathe out. Right leg on a breath in, lift it up. As you breathe out, step to your right thumb. We do the same thing again. Warrior 1 on an inhale. Warrior 2 on an exhale. Now maybe you get a little deeper in that right hip. Don't forget the internal rotation of your left hip. Roll that left hip in, and then lift the right hip up just a bit. Reverse, inhale. Exhale, standing split. Frame your right leg, lift your left heel, stand all the way up. Good, yes. So just like you did in your first three-legged dog, let this left hip drop in. If you want to go for a bind around your right leg, let the head be heavy. Keep your right knee soft. Good. Now from your standing split, bring your hands out just in front of your right toes. Bend your right knee and drop step with that left leg. Back into a runner's lunge. And then you'll inhale to high lunge, crescent, arms by the ears. Now with crescent, lift your left heel over the ball of the foot. And And then maybe you need to lengthen your stance out a little bit so this right knee can stay over the right ankle. Left hand goes forward, right arm goes back. Drop your right hand down to your left leg. Grab a hold of all 3 hamstrings on that left side. Lift your left arm up. Keep bending into your right knee. And then a prayer twist outside of your right thigh. Hands in front of the heart. Inhale, lift your chest. Exhale, move your right elbow back. Inhale for length. Exhale for twist. Take one more breath in. As you breathe out, look at your right knee. Try not to move it. Come back to crescent lunge first. Inhale. As you exhale, warrior 2. Now maybe it's even deeper. Left hip in, right hip up. Inhale here. Parsvakonasana, elbow to thigh or right hand inside of that right foot. Left arm can reach up or maybe over the ear. Move the left shoulder back. If you've got that arm extending, and maybe the right arm helps that right knee move back. Take one more inhale. As you exhale, put your left hand down. Frame your front foot, lift your back heel. Right leg all the way back, 3-legged dog. Take an inhale. Exhale, bend your knee, open the hips this time. And then flip it. Once your right toes land, press down to lift up. Reach that right arm, open the chest, let the head hang. Take an inhale here. As you exhale, look at your mat where your right hand came from. Flip it back over. Side plank on your right. Now, if you want to modify this, you can. Put your left foot in front. If you're in full side plank, feet are stacked. Now, you're going to take your left hand to your right ribs, whatever's underneath there. Grab a hold. And then on an inhale, drop your hips down. On an exhale, lift them back up. Lower, lift. 3 more, lift. 2 more, keep that left hip rolling in just a bit. Last one. Inhale in side plank. Exhale to chaturanga. That was a long flow, so if you need a child's pose instead of a push-up, listen to your body. Always knows best. Left side, on an inhale, lift your leg. As you exhale, step to your left thumb. Ground your right heel. Inhale, come on up. Exhale, 2. Good. Always setting your stance from your foundation. Inhale and 2. Reverse. Good. Once you're in your reverse, take a big breath in. Use your breath out to come all the way forward. Frame your left foot, lift your right heel. Standing split. Good. Top of the head toward your left toes. Maybe the left hand behind, maybe both hands behind. Right hip drops in. What's the breath doing? You're holding the breath. Maybe you should back off a little bit. Maybe you should bend that left knee. Maybe you should put your right foot on the floor. Now, if you're with us, put both hands on the floor. Bend your left knee. Drop step your right foot. Find your runner's lunge. Take a moment. Let the hips sink a little. And then YINyasa, high lunge. Good. Right heel lifted high. Feel those baby toes. Give that right leg power. Right arm forward, left arm back. Open the chest. Left hand grabs a hold of all 3 of those right hamstrings. Right arm lifts high. Breathe in. Prayer twist. Breathe out. Inhale. Lift your chest. Exhale to twist. Inhale for length. Exhale for twist. Last breath in. As you breathe out, look at your left knee. Try not to move it as you come back to crescent for a breath in. And now maybe the deepest warrior 2 yet. Set your foundation and then let yourself sink. Good. Breathe in. Forward to Parsva. Breathe out. Elbow to thigh. Or maybe the deeper version, hand inside. Right arm maybe straight up or over the ear. Think about things moving back. By things, I mean your shoulders. Moving back over your left thigh. Right arm can reach straight or maybe over the ear. You choose. Good. Take one more inhale. As you exhale, put your right hand down on the floor. Your left hand on the other side of your foot. Lift your right heel. Take a 3-legged dog with your left leg all the way up. Bend your knees, stack your hips, and flip it. Good. Press down into your right hand, into both feet. Lift your chest. Look at where your left hand came from. Put it back there. Flip to side plank on the other side, right arm high. Full pose or modified. Right hip rolls in slightly. Right hand takes a hold of whatever's underneath that left rib cage. Grab a hold of it, it's yours, you can squeeze it. And then lower on an inhale. Exhale, press back up. Lower, lift. Lower, lift. Down, up. Last time. Take an inhale. Use your exhale to flip it to plank and then finish that breath in chaturanga, if that's the right choice. You choose. Downward facing dog, we'll meet back there. Find your breath. Inhale, lift both heels. Exhale, bend both knees. Look at your thumbs. If you jump, you land softly. Good. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold back in. Chair pose, but a deeper version this time. Maybe the hips go as low as the knees. Maybe not quite. You decide. Shin bones move back. Take an inhale to bring the hands to the heart. As you exhale, turn to the right, hook your left elbow. Inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, move that right shoulder back. Maybe you open your wings, get a little more expansion to the chest. Keep moving that left knee back so the knees stay level. The weight is in the heels. One breath at a time. Take one more full inhale. Use your exhale to reset through center. Hands go to the heart. Inhale here. Exhale, turn to the left, hook the right elbow. Try to keep the knees pressing together and the right knee moving back. Hands at the heart, or maybe enough of that right arm goes outside that you can open your wings. Chest moves forward. Good. Last breath in. Untwist as you breathe out. Forward fold, straight legs. Padangusthasana. First 2 fingers on each hand. Hook the first toe on each foot. Feet are a little wider than your hips. Inhale for length. Exhale to fold. Stay here. You can soften the knees. Elbows can bend. Press on the fingers as you pull on the toes. Keep the abdominals locking up. Let the toes go. Padangusthasana. Toes to wrists. Bend the knees enough so that the hands can slide underneath the feet. So if that's a whole bunch, it's a whole bunch. Doesn't matter. And then the elbows are bending. The same principle. You push on the hands as you pull on the feet. Feel the length in the back. And then maybe you start to straighten the legs. That's a hard maybe. Depends on what you've got today. Maybe different than yesterday. Now we're warm. So bring the hands out. Put them in front of the feet. Move the feet back a little bit. Now if crow pose isn't your thing today or ever, then you squat. Or you take child's pose, or you take a drink, or do whatever you need to do. If you're with me, then you crow. Elbows on top of wrists, knees into triceps. Look forward to the fingers and then start to pick the heels up. Keep pulling the belly in, pressing the chest down, looking just past the fingers. Stay with the breath. If you topple, you don't have far to topple. Maybe you set up a little crash pad under your face. Take one more breath in here, and then maybe you shoot it back to chaturanga. Inhale to open your chest. Exhale to your downward dog. Breathe in to lift your heels. Breathe out to bend your knees. Look at your hands. Step or a light hop back to the top of your mat. Once you're at the top of your mat, feet together. Bend the knees, come into squat, and then turn the knees to the left. Parsva side crow. Hands like you're going to take a chaturanga, so they're mat space, the front of the mat, you know what I mean. Right elbow, right hip. Left elbow, right knee. You make a shelf, lean on your shelf. This right elbow will eventually come out and be floating, but if you're just getting started, it's a nice support. Right leg will extend in front of your face, left leg will reach back. You look at your right toes. And now your left leg is kind of in a chaturanga shape. So put it down and then thread your right leg through. Now you're in chaturanga. Take an inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Down dog. From your down dog, you can step or float back to the top of your mat. We'll take side crow on the other side. So coming back to the top and finding your squat. Feet together, knees bend, knees go to the right. Chaturanga hands about shoulder distance. Right elbow, left knee, left elbow, left hip. If you've been doing this for a long time, this left arm is out here kind of off to the side. Eventually it will straighten. And then you make your shelf, left leg straight, right leg back. Chaturanga in when you feel like you need to, or not. Pick it back up in dog. If you've been squatting and are just joining it all back in together, we'll mean down dog. All right. From your downward facing dog, take an inhale to lift your heels. Soften your elbows, soften your knees. Look at your thumbs. Try to land softly if you're jumping or you step. Inhale, half flat. Exhale, fold back in. Stand all the way up. Press the feet, reach the arms. Hands to the heart. Garudasana. Stand on your right leg. Wrap your left leg over once, maybe twice. Arms out to the sides. Left arm under once, maybe twice. Good. Squeeze the thighs. Squeeze the elbows. Lift the elbows to the shoulders and move the forearms away from your face. Take one more breath here. As you breathe out, release it and change sides. Stand on your left, wrap the right, once, maybe twice. And if you're just getting started in this pose, keep those right toes on the floor to balance. Good. You can still squeeze the thighs like crazy. Try to keep the tailbone heavy, the front of the pelvis lifts, elbows up. Move the hands away from the face. Arms away from the face. Good. Take one more breath in. As you breathe out, release. Shake that off. If you know you need a block for half moon, half moon is coming up. We're going to link a bunch of standing postures together, starting back with our eagle. So left leg on top, left arm under. Set your drishti on someplace past your forearms. You're going to keep that gaze. Your two eyes softly settle on one spot. Now, you're going to bring your left leg out, left hand to your left shin. Right hand can go to your right hip. Right arm can reach straight up or out to the side. You've been doing Utthita Astapana for a while. Maybe you take your left big toe, move that whole left leg out to the side. Think about your left sitting bone moving toward your right heel. Take one more breath in. As you breathe out, move that leg straight or bent out in front, arms by the ears. So maybe you extend the leg looking for a cramp, kind of a thing here in the top of that left leg. Take one more inhale, avoiding the urge to lean back, keep leaning forward slightly. Bend your knee, airplane. Press your left heel back, back of the hands to the sky, chin in. Squeeze the shoulder blades together. Take one more inhale in your 3. As you exhale, left hand, left hip, right hand to the floor or to a block. Open to half moon. Turn your left hip out, reach your left arm up. Right toes are pointing to 12 o'clock. You can move your right thigh bone back a little bit. Good. Now, just like you came into this pose, you're going to go out. Put your left hand on your left hip. Look down at the floor. You can turn your left hip down, but you're going to pick up your right hand. You're going to stand up. Left knee, right knee, insides touching. Left hand to the inside edge, right arm to the sky. Inhale, get longer. Exhale, Natarajasana. Kick the foot into the hand, reaching that right arm forward, and then your left shoulder, left hip will turn forward slightly. Take one more inhale, and then exhale to tree. Tree can be toes on the floor, heel to arch, or left foot up a little higher. Move that left knee back. Right hip keeps moving away from that left hip. Left knee, I mean. Breathe. Take one more inhale in Vrikshasana. Exhale, put your left foot down. Inhale, arms reach up, lift your gaze. Exhale, forward fold, straight legs. Inhale, halfway lift, long back. As you exhale, plant your hands and step back. Even if you're a jump back person, step back. Take an inhale. Exhale, chaturanga. Hold chaturanga for another breath in. And a breath out. Inhale to peel the chest open. It can be cobra if you want to drop down. And then as you exhale, back into your downward facing dog. Good. Lift your heels on a breath in. Bend your knees on a breath out. Look at your thumbs. Step or jump top of the mat. Once you get there, halfway lift. Exhale, fold back in. Inhale, stand up, open, reach the arms. Exhale, hands to the heart. Second side. Stand on your left leg, wrap your right. Once, maybe twice. Remember your modifications. Right arm can go under. Good. Stay with the breath. Utthita Padangusthasana. Right hand, right shin, or hook your first right toe. Stand tall first, and then when you're tall, when you're balanced, you've got your drishti, open that right leg out. Left arm can reach up or to the side. Keep hugging your left hip in. Good. Bring that leg back to center. Arms up. Extend your right leg. Lift your right leg. Find an edge here. Keep your shoulders over your hips. Good job. Front ribs down. Low back lengthening. Now, bend your right knee. Press it to Virabhadrasana 3, the airplane version with the backs of the hands to the sky. Opening the chest. Cracking the shoulders together on the back. Good. Right toes down. Take one more inhale. Half moon, anchor that left hand, open the hip. Right heel reaches, right fingers reach. Move your left thigh bone back, soften your left toes. Good. Now you're going to come out the same way. So right hand to your right hip, look down. Turn that hip down a bit. Pick up your left fingers, yes. And then you're going to rotate more. Knees touch. Grab the inside edge of your right foot. Left arm lifts on an inhale. Get length. And then reach that forward. And then once you reach forward, move your right shoulder, your right hip forward also. Good. An inhale here. And then as you exhale, think about your transition. You're going to end this flow in Vrikshasana, tree pose. Find a place for your right foot above or below your knee, and then keep moving your right knee toward the back of your mat, that left hip away from your right knee. Arms may reach up, hands hit the heart. Yeah, breathe. Take a breath in. Breathe out, step your right foot down, hands at the heart. Use your inhale to reach your arms over your head. Use your exhale to forward fold. Use your inhale to offer your heart forward. Plant your hands, step back to plank again. Hold plank. Rock forward on the tips of your toes. As you exhale, lower all the way to the floor. Shalabhasana, arms run down the sides, palms face the floor. Now, here it doesn't matter how high you lift. What matters is getting longer. So lift your chest, lift your arms, and lift your legs. Keep the heels together, in line with the hips. Keep the chin in. Bandhas still. Take one more inhale. As you exhale, let it lower. Rest your right cheek. Bend your knees. You can wipe with the legs if you want. We're going to do one more of those locusts. Legs will go long and together. Palms face the floor. If you want a different version, you can take an interlace and then pull the knuckles toward your heels to lift you up. Use your inhale, rise. Good. Top of the head away from the toes. Good. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. One more breath in. Lower on your breath out. Child's pose. Good. Now check in with this child's pose. You've been moving a little bit. Notice how you feel from when you began your practice a little while ago. Things are starting to move. If you're starting to affect change in your body, that's where all this change that is so needed in our planet, on our planet, starts. Inside of each one of us, yeah? Take one more breath in child's, and then back to your down dog. More work to do. Here we go. Adho Mukha Svanasana. We'll take a round of flying pigeons just because. On your inhale, lift your right leg. As you exhale, right knee, right elbow, empty and pause. Use your inhale to lift that right leg back. As you exhale, go to your nose and pause. Inhale, lift it back up. As you exhale, bring it over to your left knee for fallen triangle. Maybe you leave that right leg lifted. Straighten it out. Lift your left arm. There you go. Good. Good. Take one more breath in. Back to your three legs. Right leg high. Right foot between the hands. All the way up. Start in warrior two. Open wide. You've been here a few times, so maybe you drop right into that edge. Maybe you approach it as you're here for a breath or two. Find a little puff of air under your left arch. Straighten your right leg on an inhale to pull that right hip back. Now reach your arm over that right hip like you're like fence here and you don't want to touch the fence. Drop to triangle. Put your right hand on your right shin. Avoiding the urge to lock out the knees. Nice. Feel this triangle. Feel the grounded quality in both feet. Feel the space in the chest. The liberation that that breath brings in. The possibility. Good. Now your left hand is going to go to the floor. Right toes are going to turn to the long edge. Prasarita Padottanasana version A. Hands are no wider than shoulder distance, so bring them in. And then bend your elbows if they bend toward the wall that you're looking at now, upside down. Sitting bones to the sky. Little puffs under each inner arch now. So sharpening the connection with the outer edges of the feet. You can keep the knees soft here. Abdominals are engaged. Good. Now from here, you can soften the knees a little more. Bring the hands to the hips. Your chest is going to come up first, but first pull the heart forward and then stand all the way up with a flat back. Nice job. Shorten your stance for pyramid. Right toes turn forward. You can keep the hands at the hips. You can take a bind with elbows or Viparita Namaskar, prayer hands behind you. Take an inhale. And then your exhale, fold over your right leg. Good. Shorter stance is always okay here in pyramid. Good. Nose to your right toes. Keep lengthening the back. Good. Now release the elbows. Bring your left hand outside of your right foot. Inside works too if that's better. And then right thumb will clip that right hip back. Think cobra pose in your upper chest. And then lift your right arm. Yeah. So the whole spine is long. Maybe a little curl, a little back bend here in the upper back. Keep anchoring with your left heel. Nice job. Space on both sides of the ribs. Take one more inhale. Exhale, plant your right hand, bend your right knee, step back to plank. Take an inhale and plank. As you exhale, all the way to the floor, go nice and slow with control. Bend both knees, reach back and catch the feet or the ankles for floor bow. Now, just like in Shalabhasana, you want to keep the legs in line with the hips. That will avoid compressing the low back. Now, kick the feet into the hands to lift you up. Good. Chin stays in, knees together, feet up, shins back. One more breath in. Lower down, rest the right side of the face. You can wipe with the legs. You can rest the left side if you need to balance out the neck. Good. And now we're gonna do that one more time. Bend the knees and reach back and catch the feet. If you have the feet can point, the toes can point. If you have the ankles, then you flex. Legs together. And then the arms are relaxed. The legs have all the power here. Shin bones back, feet up. Shins back, feet up. Shins back, feet up. One more like that. And then lower down. Good. Bring the legs together. Toes are pointed, so the tops of the feet are on the mat. Bend the elbows, bring the hands just underneath the shoulders. All the way up to Urdhva Mukha Svanasana, upward facing dog. Good. Soften the elbows. Pull the heart forward, belly button in and up. And now squeeze the legs so strong. Feel the space in the back when you put more in the legs. So you're not squeezing the low back. Tailbone is down. Inner thighs to the ceiling. Take one more breath in. As you breathe out, put your knees on the floor. Tuck your toes under and take Ustrasana. Or Ustrasana prep. If camel pose feels like a little much. So you stand on the shins, tuck the toes under. Knees are now in line with the hips. Hands come to the low back. Draw the elbows together like they're magnetized. Press the hips forward. That can be enough. This is plenty. Maybe you lift the chest, open the throat, keep pressing the back body forward. Good. Take one more breath in, all the way out. And then come up off of that, head comes last. Sit down on your heels, untuck your toes, breathe for a couple breaths, just contemplate what happened there. And then we'll do it again. You can take the same version, or maybe you take the hands to the kind of the ribs, offering the chest forward, draw the elbows together. Yeah, there you go. Breathe. Last breath. Wait for it to clear, and then come on up. Sit down on your heels. Good. Now from here, swing your legs around one side or the other. Come all the way down onto your back, just the bridge. We're going to take a bridge pose. Continuing our back bend series here. Start in bridge, even if full wheel is what you go to, start in bridge and you can progress the full wheel from there. Fingers touch the heels, shoulders roll under. Space between the shoulder blades around the spine. Good. Keep the chin over the sternum. Maybe the hands interlace behind. Good. Take one more breath in. As you breathe out, lower down. And then hug your knees into your chest. Rock and roll on your back until you come all the way up to seated. Cross your ankles, flip your feet, downward facing dog. We gotta get back there. Left leg on an inhale. Lift it up. As you exhale, left knee, left elbow. Better late than never. Pause, empty. Inhale it back up. Exhale to the nose, hold, pause, empty. Inhale, lift it back up. As you exhale across to the right side, fallen triangle here. Extend your left leg, reach your right arm. Good. And then back to your three legs. Inhale. Exhale, left foot between the hands. Warrior two, inhale brings you up. Straighten your left leg on a breath in. And then reach over that left hip. Good. Soften both knees, open the chest. One more breath in. As you breathe out, put your right hand on the floor, turn your left toes to the long side. Walk your hands around for Prasarita again, so wide legs forward fold. This time you can take version A if you want again, or reach up and take an interlace for C. So the knuckles you'll clasp behind the back, fold in, and then maybe the knuckles lift up over toward the top of your head. Good. Sitting bones toward the sky, soften the knees, breathe. Take a breath in. As you breathe out, bring the knuckles back toward the low back. Soften your knees even more, and then you'll lead with the chest, a flat back all the way up to stand. Pyramid on the left. Left toes toward the top of your mat. Drag your right foot in. You can keep the bind with the interlace. You can take hands to hips. You know your way. Inhale, and then exhale, fold over. Twisted triangle. When you're ready, put your right hand on the outside of your left foot. Left thumb clips that left hip back. Get long through both sides of the chest. Left arm high. Good. Nice. Take one more breath in. As you breathe out, left hand down, bend your left knee. Take an inhale and plank. If you'd like another chaturanga, take that. Take several. Do what you need. We'll meet in down dog. From your down dog, take an inhale to lift your right leg. As you exhale, open, bend, and stack. Inhale, straighten your right leg again. Resting half pigeon, right knee behind your right wrist. Let your left knee rest, and then use your left toes, scooch them back. Inhale to lift your chest. Pull that left hip forward a little bit. Let your weight settle, and then fold over your right shin. Reach your arms forward, maybe get longer here. Breathe. Slow down the breath. Identify where you feel this posture the most, and then send your breath right there. Those long, easy breaths, creating some space. Now from here, if your left toes are pointing, tuck your left toes under and lift your left knee off the floor and find a little more juice that way. If you try that and it's excruciating, then don't keep doing it. Sometimes people will tell us that. Use an inhale. Keep those left toes tucked if you've got it. Use an inhale to put the hands under the shoulders. Lift up. Good. And now pull that right leg out. Take a three-legged dog and give that right leg a shake. Shake off that right hip. Anything that you loosened up, you need to knock loose. Good. Good. And now your left leg, inhale, lift it high, open and stack. Straighten it back out. Left knee, left elbow, bring it up. Set it down, you'll cook for the same length on this side, or amount of time. Walk your right toes back to make some space in the front of that right hip. And then let your hips settle. Don't just flop right forward. No flopping, no mushy stuff. That's not really the practice. I mean, you can do it if you want, but you can call it something other than yoga. Take an inhale. You can call it flopping. Oh.
You go to flopping class?
Yeah, when you go to flopping class, you can flop. Doesn't even matter. Breathe here. Now notice this hip compared to your other one. That's the only thing that we should be comparing, maybe is our sides, right to left. And even that, whatever, what you find on your left side, your mommy issues that you have on your left side or whatever, breathe into that. This practice works to balance our sides, lefts and rights. Ida and Pingala. The left side is the more cooling, feminine energy, lunar, and the right side is more masculine, fiery, solar energy. And depending on the day and the situation, they are different. Maybe you take a stab at tucking those right toes under to lift your right knee. Just see. Don't push through anything or force. Wait for an inhale to inspire you to come up. So an inhale will bring the hands under the shoulders. Breathe there, feel a little more stretch. And then when you're ready, pull that left leg out and up. Give it a shake. And then you'll put your left foot on the floor. Good. Put both knees down. Crawl forward, maybe 2 crawls. Cross your shins behind you, and then sit behind your ankles. Bring your legs out in front, Upavista style, so wide legs. If you want to turn sideways on your mat, so you can kind of have so you have landmarks, right heel to your right corner, left heel to your left corner. Bring your hands behind you. Lift up your hips, move your tailbone back. So you want an anterior tilt to the pelvis, that same tilt that you get in cow pose when you lift your tailbone. Flex your feet. If you need to sit on something, that will help. And then walk your hands forward. If you're folded forward, if your inner thighs are open enough, inner hips, belly, chest, and chin in that order. So you're not going to round and hunch. Yeah. Knees and toes to the ceiling. Inner thighs are rolling back. And just watch the breath. Being calm, being still, such a challenge, as we all know. What a problem everybody has with being chill. Self-included, I don't do it very well. I have to practice. We all have to practice. Collectively, the practice is a little easier. We're all doing it together. Maybe. Now, without losing any of the depth or the space you've created with the stretch so far, start to migrate over to your left side and just assess as you go. If this right hip pops way up and it feels challenging, then maybe you bend your right knee, put the right foot inside of your left thigh like tree pose, and then you'll inhale. As you exhale, get a little longer. Maybe one hand is on either side of this arm or this leg. Think about your nose touching your left toes.
Angels. Or something.
Or something. Stay with your breath. Now, connected to the breath, migrate over to the right. Stay low. If you bent that right knee, you'll lift up a little bit just so you can straighten that right leg. And then notice what you need here. If the left hip can stay anchored, maybe keep that left leg straight. But keep reaching down through your left sitting bone, nose toward your right toes, long through the front body. Good. Take maybe 2 more breaths here. And now back to center. You need to lift up a little bit so you can extend that left leg long. So both legs are long. And now just a few breaths, maybe one hand to each leg, using those legs to leverage you a little further into your fold. Hips stay anchored, belly, chest, chin, still in that order. And then walk yourself up. Hands come up the legs to lift you up. All right, Paschimottanasana, so turn and face forward. Legs are long in front of you. Whatever's migrated underneath your sitting bones, move that out and back so you can really sit up high on the bones. Flex your feet, reach your arms up. Take an inhale. Use your exhale to hinge at the hip and fold. Grab your toes or the feet. If that's not an option, hands are outside of the legs. Take an inhale to lift your chest a little bit. As you exhale, fold for more length. Just like in chair pose, as you inhale, feel the length in the front of the body. As you exhale, heavier ground. Paschimottanasana is one of those postures that grounds and balances the vata, the chaos, the nervous energy. And it has to start on an individual level. Now from your Paschimo, you're going to take the same pose on your back. It's plow. So lift up on an inhale, and then you can use your arms to help ease you back onto your back. Once you get onto your back, legs go up, and you can take Viparita Karani, legs up the wall, if that feels like a better alternative than plow pose. So this, or toes behind your head. And then your elbows will bend, hands will support the back. Maybe hands walk a little more toward the shoulders. Keep lifting the thigh bones away from your face, drawing the elbows together, chin is over the chest, and you have some space between the shoulders and behind the neck. If shoulder stand is an option, you can take shoulder stand, lifting your right leg, and then maybe your left leg. If you're in shoulder stand or if the legs are lifted, you'll come out of that by plow. So come back to plow with the knees bent toward the forehead or the toes behind the head. And then use the arms like brakes, ease yourself down one vertebra at a time all the way to your back. And then bend the knees onto the chest. Keep them in very close. Press into your elbows to move the hips maybe 3 inches to the left and let your knees drop to the right for a reclined spinal twist. Soften your left shoulder as you look to the left. Give yourself some breath. Let your low back ease in. Take a breath in. Let it all go. Use your next breath to come out of this twist. So move the chin over the chest, hug the knees onto the chest. Give yourself a squeeze and reset. You can compare right to left if you'd like. With the knees very close, you'll move the hips maybe 6 or 7 inches now to the left, and then drop the knees to the right. Or go to the other side. It's challenging.
You were close.
I had a 50-50 shot.
Yeah, you were almost there.
Almost. Take a breath in. Let it go. And then wait for the perfect inhale to bring you off of your twist or out of your twist. Hug the knees in. Ananda Balasana, knees outside of the rib cage, soles to the sky. Grab the out steps, pull the feet down, or pull the knees down outside of the ribs. You can rock here, you can roll, you can do whatever you need to do to feel like you've got all of the boxes checked for your practice today. You've moved all the places you need to move. Turn the light on underneath the basement stairs, as Kino says, and notice what's under there. Make sure you've gotten all that stuff out of there. Got some dust bunnies in the corner. Get them out of there real quick before you rest. Shavasana is what's left. There's another place you need to go for Shavasana if you want to sit up. You can always finish your practice in a seated meditative position, or you recline in Shavasana. Legs long, arms long, palms face up. Whichever shape you choose, allow yourself to be still. Let your eyes close, or soften. And then feel your eyeballs heavy in the sockets. Feel the weight in the shoulders and the hips and the heels. Let yourself sink. Watch the breath. If you have time and would like to stay in Shavasana for longer, please do. It's time to move to the next thing. You'll start to deepen your breath. Move the fingers, moving the feet, just bringing yourself back from wherever you drifted to in your rest. Rolling onto your right side, pausing on your side. Think about what you're grateful for. And then bring yourself back into your seat. Hands at the heart, chin to the chest. Maybe the eyes are closed. Gratitude for the time, the practice, the ancient wisdom, and all of the things that keep us connected. Namaste. Thanks, guys. That's a wrap. I appreciate your support and showing up, and that's all. I mean, that's not all. I'm very grateful. I'll always be very grateful. I'm emotional, so see you later. Bye. Shit.
What should we?
Because I don't know. Bye. You're not.